Let's start with a choice. It's a classic, but your answer reveals everything about your financial future. Option A, I give you $5 million right now in cash. You can walk away, buy the house, the car, and never work another day in your life. Option B, I give you one single penny, but there is a catch. That penny doubles in value every single day for the next 31 days. Which one do you take? If you are like most people, your brain is screaming for the 5 million. It is safe. It is immediate. But if you chose the penny, you understand the secret language of the universe. By day 31, that single cent has transformed into over $10,737,000. But here's the part nobody talks about. On day 20, you only have about $5,000. You would look at the person who took the 5 million and feel like a complete failure. You have been grinding for 3 weeks and you have practically nothing. Then suddenly the math hits a tipping point. Between day 27 and day 28, your money earns more in 24 hours than it did in the previous 27 days combined. That is the moment where the math takes over and your money starts working harder than you ever could. Today, I am going to show you exactly how to calculate that moment in your own life. No fluff, no vibes, just the cold, hard numbers of freedom. I am Miles, and this is Miles to Million. Look, we have to face a brutal reality. As a human being, you are a depreciating biological asset. I know that sounds harsh, but it is true. You have a finite amount of energy, a finite number of heartbeats, and exactly 24 hours in a day. If your income is tied to your physical presence, you are a battery, and batteries eventually run out of juice. The math of a job is linear. Work multiplied by rate equals income. The problem? Work is capped at 24 hours. Even if you are a genius, your rate has a ceiling. Capital, however, is an engine. It does not sleep. It does not get sick. It does not need a vacation. The math of capital is exponential. It follows the formula. Future value equals present value, multiplied by 1 plus the rate of return, raised to the power of time. The moment we are searching for, the crossover point, happens when the output of your capital engine exceeds the output of your human battery. To get there, you have to survive the most dangerous part of the journey, the dead zone. Let's talk about a real problem. Why does it feel like you are getting nowhere? You have been saving. You have been skipping the expensive lattes. You have been investing $500 a month into an index fund. You look at your balance after 2 years and you have $13,000. You feel defeated. You think, at this rate, I will be 150 years old before I am rich. This is what I call the dead zone. Mathematically, your contributions are doing 99% of the work and the interest is doing 1%. You are still the primary worker. But let's look at the math of the first $100,000. If you invest $10,000 a year at a 7% return, it takes you about 7.8 years to hit 100,000. Of that amount, roughly 78,000 is your own hard-earned money. Only 22,000 is growth. Now, look at the next $100,000. To go from 100,000 to 200,000 takes only 5.1 years. To go from 600,000 to 700,000, only 2 years. The math proves that the first 100,000 is the hardest part. But it is the critical mass required for your money to start gaining a consciousness of its own. You have to push the car until the engine turns over. Once it starts, you can finally take your foot off the gas. I get comments all the time saying, Miles, $1 million won't be worth anything in 20 years because of inflation. They are right, and that's why we have to use real math, not nominal math. Historically, the stock market returns about 10% a year. But inflation eats about 3% of that. So for our calculations, we always use a 7% real return. If you want your money to work harder than you, it needs to replace your purchasing power, not just a specific number of dollars. Let's say you earn $70,000 a year. To find your crossover point, we don't just look for $70,000 in gains. We look for the point where your portfolio grows by $70,000 after accounting for the rising cost of living. Using the 7% rule, you need a portfolio of exactly $1 million to generate $70,000 in real value every year. At that point, your money is literally earning a full-time, median-level salary. It has become a virtual you that goes to work every morning. There is a lot of talk in the financial community about the 4% rule. This rule says you can safely withdraw 4% of your portfolio every year without ever running out of money. But we are talking about something deeper today. We are talking about the moment of dominance. The moment of dominance is when your annual investment gains are larger than your annual labor income. Let us break down the math for three different lifestyles. First, the hustler earns 40,000, spends 30,000. Your money works harder than you when your portfolio hits $570,000. Second, the professional earns 100,000, spends 70,000. Your moment happens at $1.4 million. Third, the high roller earns 250,000, spends 150,000. Your moment happens at $3.5 million. Notice something? The more you earn, the harder it is for your money to beat you. This is the high earner trap. If you keep increasing your salary and your lifestyle, you are moving the finish line further away. If you want the math to work for you, you have to keep your human labor value steady while your capital value explodes. Let's look at a concept called yield on cost. This is where the math gets really exciting. Imagine you bought a dividend-paying stock or a rental property 10 years ago. Back then, it paid you a 3% dividend. But over time, that company increased its dividend every year. Today, based on the price you originally paid, that investment might be paying you 10, 15, or even 20%. This is the silent promotion. You did not have to ask a boss for a raise. You did not have to get a new certification. The internal math of the asset did the work for you. When you reach this stage, your wealth starts to have velocity. Velocity is when the growth of your assets starts to create more assets. Your dividends buy more shares, which pay more dividends, which buy more shares. It is a self-feeding loop. At this point, you could literally stop adding money entirely. You could spend every cent of your paycheck on vacations and your net worth would still go up. That is the ultimate mathematical freedom. Now, I have to give you a warning. The math is not always a smooth upward curve. There is a monster hiding in the numbers called sequence of returns risk. Imagine you hit your crossover point and you have $1 million. You quit your job because the math says you are free. The next day, the market crashes 30%. Now you have $700,000. If you start pulling money out to live, you are selling at the bottom. You are killing your workers when they are at their weakest. How do we solve this with math? We use the cash buffer solution. Before you declare that your money is working harder than you need 2 years of living expenses in a high-yield savings account or bonds. This does not work as hard as the stock market, but it acts as a shield for your army. It allows your money to keep compounding in the background while you live off the buffer during a downturn. The math of staying wealthy is just as important as the math of getting wealthy. Let's make this even more real. Let's break it down to the day. If you earn $100,000 a year, you earn about $274 per day. To have your money work harder than you, your portfolio needs to fluctuate by more than $274 a day in growth. If you have a $1 million portfolio, a tiny 0.03% move in the market is $300. Think about that. On a day where the market barely moves, just a flicker on the screen, your money has out-earned your entire day of meetings, emails, and stress. When you start looking at your brokerage account, not as a balance, but as days of human life, everything changes. $10,000 in gain just bought you 36 days of your life back. $50,000 in dividends just bought you a year of freedom. That is how you win the game. You are listening to this because you want to hit that finish line. So here's your mathematical roadmap. Step 1, define your labor value. What is your actual take-home pay? That is the target your money has to beat. Step 2, calculate your gap. If you spend everything you make, the math will never start. You need a gap of at least 20%. If you cannot find 20%, you do not have a math problem, you have a lifestyle problem. Step 3, attack the first $100,000. Use every tool, side hustles, overtime, selling the car you cannot afford. Get to the 100,000 mark as fast as humanly possible to escape the dead zone. Step 4, reinvest everything. Until you hit the crossover point, your dividends and interest are not spending money. They are recruits that must be sent back to the front lines. Step 5. Monitor the ratio. Track your passive versus active income. The day that ratio hits 1 to 1, you have won. You are officially the second highest earner in your own house. Your money is the boss. Most people will spend their entire lives afraid of math. They will call it complicated or boring. But math is the only thing that does not lie to you. The world wants you to keep trading your hours for dollars because that is how the system stays powered. But now you know the secret. You know that there is a moment, a very specific, calculable moment, where the roles flip. It won't happen overnight. It will feel slow at first. You will feel like that person with the penny on day 15, wondering why you are not rich yet. But stay the course. Trust the equations. Let the compounding do what it was designed to do. The road to 1,000,000 is long, but every mile you walk makes the next one easier. Miles to go, millions to make. Let's finish the journey together. I'm Miles, and I'll see you at the finish line.